In Taiwan Talk this week, Mayur Kitchen, or MK, is synonymous with Indian cuisine across many cities in Taiwan. We speak with Mayur Srivastava, the man who started it all when he decided to make Taiwan his home more than a decade ago.
I came to know about Taiwan when I was in Dubai, and I love to travel. And because as I'm an Indian chef, and Indian cuisine is everywhere in the world, so that was my goal, to travel the world and spread the Indian cuisine. And when I came to Taiwan, I found a girl who is my wife now. I have 5 kids, so that is one of the reason I'm here in Taiwan. When I first came here, there were a couple of restaurants, but mostly run by Bangladeshis or Hong Kong people or Taiwanese. Taiwanese people also had some, but they were not anywhere near by the Indian cuisine. People did not know about Indian cuisine and how to eat it and what it is all about. Regional cuisine, spices, herbs, blends, how it affects on our body and our soul. Most of the Indian restaurants were doing their regular things like naan and curry or chicken tikka masala or paneer or tandoori chicken. And I came from a background where I lived in south part of India as well. Chennai, in Karnataka, I lived there. I had different kind of dosas, different kind of idlis, sambar, curries, biryanis. Those kind of people were aware of only basmati rice. They never heard of sona masuri rice or idli rice or other like millets. They did not know about anything about millets. So when I first came here, I started making dosa on the street. You would not believe that first article, done by Taipei Times on me. I used to make dosa on the street of the pavements of Keelung Road. I remember the headings of the article was that there is a chef who is making dosas on the pavement of Keelung Road, and that was so amazing. And I was so surprised to see that many of the Taiwanese people, they loved it because it was light, it was not so heavy like what meal we have in India. And you would not believe that still it's been 15 years we are serving Indian food here in Taiwan.
Okay, tell me about the education process, about the first restaurant you opened, how you introduced authentic Indian cuisine to the locals, because we've talked about this. The flavor profile of Indian cuisine is not necessarily complicated, but it's, I think, something that the Taiwanese diners are not really familiar with.
Indian cuisine is vast. We have a lot of flavors and we have so many variety of lentils, rice and everything. So I thought we should give it let people try different mixtures, blends of not only curry paste but also batters of idlis, dosas, breads. I think because recently I've seen a lot of Taiwanese people also visiting India and they're trying local Indian cuisine into the homes of those Indian people. And the difference between that food and when I first came to Taiwan, I found out that usual restaurant style Indian food were there. In India, we add a bit more chili. In India, we add a bit more ghee, bit more oil, bit more salt, just to make it makes us feel that this is real or authentic Indian cuisine, which is not. Because the same people who are serving this kind of food on the street, in the restaurant, when they go back their home, they do not follow the same recipes. They follow the recipe what they learned from their mother, from their sisters, or how they cook at home is completely different. Because this is a myth that we use so much of chili, so much of oil in our home. No, if you go any of the house in northern India or in southern India, you'll find out we have a pressure cooker where we cook everything all together to have that meat or the vegetable or the lentils and the spices, oil. We do not use so many spices in our house. We hardly have 10 to 12 spices in our house. We don't keep 100 spices. We do not have so much of soya bean or vegetable oil in our houses. We use ghee, which we do not use in restaurant. And then we do not use so many powder version of spices in our homes. We use whole spices. So when you follow such recipes outside, it makes your food light. And that's what I did. I did not use those regular form of curry paste, of those grounded mix of blend of spices. I took whole spices, I took ghee, I took basic things what we use in home, and this is how we are cooking since 15 years. And I was so surprised to see that many of the Taiwanese people, they loved it because it was light, it was not so heavy like what meal we have in India.
Okay, so talk to me about how you had to adapt cooking Indian cooking in India to Indian cooking for Taiwanese tastes.
Okay.
Can you explain a little bit about how that voyage of discovery and what you did and how you finally got on a recipe, for lack of a better word, that works?
Yeah, actually, what is the difference that we are not adding those powders which doesn't need to be added into Indian cuisine. We have 100 plus spices, whole spices, which we can blend with the herbs, with the lentils, with meats and everything, and we create something very unique which people love. It is very difficult for a person who doesn't eat Indian food to understand what is all inside. That is because of the spices and everything. And I think that makes the whole difference. When you cook fresh, just like you are cooking for your family, what we cook in our house and what we cook in a restaurant are two different things. We worked out on something, how we cook in our house, and we want to give it similar to the people here in Taiwan. Doesn't matter they are Indians or Taiwanese, because once you cook fresh, once you cook with the basic spices and herbs, the taste comes out very different than the regular restaurant cuisine, I think.
So tell me about your beginnings. How did you move from your dosa cart into a restaurant to what is arguably the biggest Indian restaurant chain in Taiwan today?
I would say there are many Indian restaurants who are doing good and they are quite popular. But if you talk about the numbers of restaurants we own, yes, we are one of the biggest. Or you can say we are the biggest here who has like almost 13 restaurants right now, and the 14th one is going to open soon in southern part of Taiwan. So yeah, we own a lot of Indian restaurant and the grocery chain. When I first came to Taiwan, there were basic food which everyone was selling, and then we introduced, because that is close to my heart, the South Indian. I came from Chennai directly actually when I came to Taiwan. So I was doing a lot of dosas and a lot of idlis and light. In South India, we do not use ghee. We use coconut oil, or we use coconut oil instead of ghee. So that's what I introduced here. I started making dosa on the Keelam Road, and then idlis, and then utpams, and then chutneys, and then we biryani, and then we of course something like butter chicken you cannot avoid. And I would never forget this thing, that whatever we are today here in Taiwan, it is only because of Taiwanese people. So many people shared about us on the different blogs and from mouth to mouth it went viral, and then so many people start coming to us, and many of them, because they were like, they had a Mercedes or BMW, or they were like quite rich people, and they came to us, we want to invest into you, and why don't you open a restaurant? So instead of borrowing money or took loan from the bank, I thought that we will go slow. At least we will work out some time to let people understand about the southern part of cuisine, of Indian cuisine, and the northern part of Indian cuisine. And when we understood that people have more and more interest, they want to explore more about Indian cuisine. So then from a cart, we went to a small restaurant, which was about 10 to 12 people were able to sit into that restaurant. And why I always feel so gratitude about Taiwanese people, because we had a neighbor who were Taiwanese. They left their spot just because of us, and they say you can expand your restaurant, into our space. So that was really touching for me, and I wanted to give a lot back to Taiwanese people. So from there, then we came to another branch, and then now we are almost, since 2011 to until now, we are one branch a year, I can say, we are doing it. So from there, small cart to the restaurant, and then another on and on and on. I think it's all come because of the love of the people. They gave us so much of love, so much of money, of course, and they appreciate whatever we brought them from India, to them, from the regional cuisine, from the small villages, categories, whatever we introduced, we found out that we always got such a good response from the people. So that made us what we are today.
How do you introduce new dishes into your menus? Mm-hmm. And do you offer the same menu across the different Mayur Kitchen branches?
No, if you dig into each Mayur Indian Kitchen, you will find out that Mayur Indian Kitchen 1, which is on a pavement of Keelam Road, serves very basic food, and the chef there is my father, so all the meals are the regular meals which we eat every day on basis in our homes.
So that's the one you would recommend if people want to have home cooking?
Yeah, that's even, whenever I feel I start missing those pressure cooker made food, I always go to the Keelung Road to my father, and we eat there together. But if I want something like, you can say, I have some business friend, or like you are sitting right now here, right? So this restaurant is more about fine dining, which is more close to perfection of cooking, perfection of chicken tikka or dosa or the breads, but served into a manner which is a very good ambience, and where you can bring your business friends and meetings and everything. If you go to MIK3, which is a South Indian restaurant, and it's purely vegetarian, you would not find any meat. So if you are a vegetarian, you are comfortable that none of any meat has cooked in that kitchen. If you go to the MIK6, which offers late night Indian food plus live music, belly dance and performance, which is completely different. If you go to the MIK8 on the Zhongshan East Road, it offers Mediterranean food plus some Arabic and Turkish food as well. So it's completely different with others. So each Mayur Indian Kitchen actually offers a different set of Indian food, because Indian food, as I mentioned, that it's huge. Even still, when I go back to India, I find out some dishes which I never tried in last 25 or 30 years. So I know there are so many possibilities where we have Indian food mixed with some, you would find Indian style Italian pizza in India, or Mexican style tacos in India. So I feel that we have such a huge cuisine, so we should offer it to the people. And every time whenever I tried those dishes, I come back to Taiwan and then I introduce those dishes at different Mayur Indian kitchens. So it also, as a chef, because I'm a chef, so it gives me satisfaction that at least I'm trying something new and I'm offering people something new, and they are keep coming to try those things.
What are your plans for Mayur Kitchen? I mean, it's quite limited, Taiwan, right? I mean, it can only grow so much. The population is pretty static. The island is quite small. Would you like to expand somewhere else? Are you happy here?
To be honest, we have many investors who want to take Mayur Indian Kitchen, or who want to be franchisee of Mayur Indian Kitchen into US, even in India, in Korea. I went to Philippines, Thailand. Recently, we went to Dubai as well, where people want to invest and have Mayur Indian Kitchen. But that's the love I have for Taiwan, and even though it's a very small island, what I personally feel is Taiwan still has a lot of potential about the Indian food, because Taiwanese people are really friendly, and they are so open up for those new things which they have never tried before. So I still feel that we are not in Thailand anymore. We are not in Thailand right now. We are not in Kaohsiung. So we will be still explore till Kaohsiung until we get tired, and then we'll move out to some other country. Yes, there are some talks between Dubai, between US and somewhere, but still our first preference is Taiwan, because I personally love Taiwan, and my kids and my family is here in Taiwan.
You were listening to Mayur Srivastava of Mayur's Kitchen. You can catch this episode on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you download your podcasts. I'm Hope Go. Thank you for tuning in.